Oh, Senator Ortman, I'm sorry. Senator Ortman.
To the opponents of the bill, I have a question. I entered the office pool once for the Vikings season, and I can tell you it was the purest form of chance that I won. And I think there's a lot of confusion about what this hearing is about today and what we're doing and what we're trying to prohibit. I don't think we're trying to prohibit that. The recreational kind of play among friends, if you will, casual. I think what you're trying to prohibit is the formalized, regularized gambling, but it's already happening. And so I want to know, why is it better to vote this bill down now than to just allow what's currently happening? Why is it better to vote it down if there are some regulations against 18-year-olds and there's some requirement that, you know, professional employees not gamble against non-professional employees, and that we don't have protections that create protections with disclosures and things like that? Why is it better for me today to vote no on this bill if I could at least get some protections that we would want to pass?
Mr. Pritchett.
Mr. Chair, Senator Ortman, I think by passing this bill, you will get more of the problems associated with this. Even if you had, quote, safeguards, you're still going to have the addiction and all the other problems that come with it.
But forgive me, Mr. Chair, if I can
Senator
interrupt.
Ortman.
But they can already do that. There's nothing about, you know, if we do nothing, it will just continue in an unregulated fashion. It's not going to stop anybody because it's just a no passage of Senator Pappas's bill. So I don't understand what good it does for us to vote no, except acknowledge the fact that this is happening and put some regulations in place.
Mr. Pritchett.
Mr. Chair, Senator Ortman, I think it's a huge difference. I think when you put this in law and you give legal status to it, you're giving the green light to charge full throttle ahead, and you're going to get more people doing it. Now, if you have, you know, I don't know how many percent now, I think it's going to only grow dramatically once you do it. Do I think the status quo is a good situation? No. I would support the Attorney General and others in our state going after this if it is clearly illegal. And if not, I think we should have laws discouraging the activity. So I think by saying, oh, we're going to legalize it, that somehow that's going to control it. I think that's just going to blow the door wide open, because then you've got legal incentive for groups, companies to come in and move ahead with this in a big way. And that's why I think there's a big difference of what's going to happen. It's going to get worse rather than better.
And Senator Ortman, from my perspective, and I am going to oppose this bill if Senator Pappas requests that we vote on it today. But from my perspective, it's clear that this needs more analysis. And I also think at the time that the bill comes forward to legalize this, we should be having a conversation about a bill that would restrict this. Because a very large vote on the Senate floor last year to not allow online gambling. This clearly, from my perspective, is in line with that. And my expectation is the Senate would, as a body, would not be supportive of that. And so, in the conversation, that has to be part of the options that we're considering, which today this is not where we're at.
Mr. Chair,
Senator Ortman.
That echoes my frustration here. I'm not sure why doing this is better than, we don't have the option before us to prohibit it like we prohibit or voted against online gambling. And that's, I think we're limited in our conversation and our actions here today. It's frustrating.
And Senator Ortman, my feeling is that it's worse to pass this than to do nothing, because you will be legalizing it and giving it standing in the state. Once that occurs, it will be very hard and very difficult to do anything other than tweak around it and tax it. I think the best course of action would be to do as we did with other online gambling.
May I respond to her concern, Mr. Chair?
Very briefly, Ms.
Yes, I just want to say we have a real concern that right now it's open question and plenty of debate about whether gambling of this type is lawful in Minnesota. If the bill passes, it's specifically authorizing that. We believe that there will be significantly more advertisement, promotion, incentives for people to be involved in this type of activity, and we believe there should be more study of this issue before that happens.